This was me in 2017 when I tried the entire shebang of luxury fashion. I craved for a Chanel bag. I bought bags that I never really used, jewelry that doesn't really fit my personality, branded sunglasses that frankly I couldn't keep safe ever. And I ended up looking like this caricature of models on a ramp, except I was not as skinny as them because I have an unhealthy obsession with food, which is not particularly nice. I won't lie, that's one aspect of my life that I really need to get a handle on. However, I was completely amazed by these beauty influencers with their skincare routines, makeup routines, and you name it. But thankfully, I'm quite thrifty with my time. I like to get the best ROI for my time, and if a beauty routine is going to take me half an hour of my day, I would not do it. So this was extremely short-lived. I craved for easy hairdos, which is why my hair looks like this rather than extremely polished. I craved for easier makeup routines, which is why I look like this on every video. Instead of vying for that Chanel bag, getting a solitaire engagement ring or Gucci sunglasses. I mean, I lose my sunglasses every 3 months. I'm so much better off with unbranded sunglasses that actually protect my eye than a pair of designer sunglasses that looks rich and then creates a hole in my wallet and doesn't let me be rich. And my skincare routine came down to having enough water. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know that I always have my trusty water bottle with me wherever I go. It is another unhealthy obsession of mine to keep drinking water, and to be honest, that doesn't do me any bad. Apparently there's something called water poisoning and whatnot, but for that I think you would have to drink an enormously high quantity of water. 3 to 5 liters of water will actually probably do you good anyway, and it is probably the secret behind my breakout free skin most of the times. I am ever so grateful for my skincare routine that consists of drinking water, washing my face in the morning, and just applying this one Olay serum that's worked for me for the number of years, and have my supplements in the morning. And I'm so grateful that I don't have to spend 2 hours in the salon, and the maximum amount of time that I am willing to spare on my hair care routine is 10 minutes a week, which consists of washing my hair and putting it up in a bun and then letting it dry by itself. I don't use dryers. That is a cost on my time as well. And also, I hear that dryers really damage your hair. Yeah, for that I would have to put on hair serums and whatnot. Just don't have the time for it. So just let your hair air dry and use some good conditioning. That's pretty much what I need for my very low-key, low maintenance way of looking presentable. Sure, I might not look rich, but in more cases than not, I probably look at least presentable. I was listening to these beauty influencers with their Chanel bags and their Prada shoes, and one day it suddenly struck me. Do you know I'm an economist? I remembered a lesson from Economics 101. It's called the Veblen goods. Veblen goods are a sort of product whose demand increases as their price increases. For most other goods, when price increases, you want it lesser. However, not for Veblen goods. Veblen goods include diamonds, it includes your Chanel bags, it includes your Prada shoes and whatnot. And all these top designers know that their goods are Veblen goods. They are trying to make their goods Veblen goods. And when I came to this realization, it was like 100 bricks hit me at the same time. I asked myself, as an economist, as someone who is trained to identify these, how did I fall for that? And at that point, I decided that I would much rather be rich than look rich. I would much rather use less time, less products, less investment into my hair, into my skin. I would focus more on eating healthy. I would focus more on drinking enough water. And I know I don't have the most perfect blow-dried hair, but actually it's not completely not presentable. I don't look like I've just woken up from bed. And if it costs me that little, why would I not value my time more than I value my money? Because I want to impact the world. And I spent an enormously unhealthy number of hours trying to understand how to do the best makeup, to the point that I'm really good at makeup, but I don't have the time or patience for it, which is why I turn up looking like this on every video. But no offense, if that's you, If that's your rich life, if that's what you want to do, that's your conscious decision, you are aware of it, go do it. No judgment. So as you can imagine, I ended up spending a lot of time watching these videos and then realizing that I was just not the person cut out to spend an enormous amount of time into how I look. But I really cared about how I feel. I really cared about the money in my bank account. I really cared about what I do for the world. So here's what I decided to do instead. I decided to become rich. And I found that one of the best ways of becoming rich was actually investing in yourself. So I ended up buying a lot of books. I have been an avid reader since my childhood. So it took a bit of time to get back to that habit, but then not so much because I read really fast. So I went back to my habit of reading books. I also started filtering out books that I don't like through this app called Shortform. I link them down in the description box below, and if you want a free trial and 20% off on me, I will put in a code as well. But Shortform really helped me to sieve out the books that I did not want to read, except that there was one book that I did not want to read, but I knew that I have to read. So I went on to Shortform and I skimmed the book, and I knew that I did not want to read it still, but I have started reading it. That has been the only exception. The book's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you want a review of Rich Dad Poor Dad, leave it down in the comments below and I will review the book on this channel, and I will tell you why I did not want to read that book, why I ended up reading that book, and then what I thought of it as a result of me reading the book. Anyway, so I got back into reading books, and Shortform really helped me inculcate that habit of really sieving out the books that were not my type very fast. And I got onto a lot of courses, and I know that courses get a really bad rep on the internet because the people who get onto these courses, most of them don't implement, but I am an implementation junkie as well. So I'm not only taking the courses, but I'm also implementing it in my life. So I ended up taking a variety of courses, right from how to reach out to news media, how to talk to anyone, how to improve your time management skills, all the way through to how to set up a business and all of that. And of course, I used career coaches and consultants as well. But I'll tell you this, that even though I spoke to a lot of career coaches and consultants, the courses that I took made me think a lot more, made me go a lot deeper into my psyche, and it really made me question a lot of my limiting beliefs, a lot of things that I was not realizing was going on in the world. And when someone told it to me, I was like, oh yeah, I've been missing that. I don't know how I've been missing that, but I have. And yeah, over the last few years, I doubled my salary. And I think the only reason that was possible was because of the courses that I took, especially the business courses that I took. That is so bizarre, but it is actually not bizarre at all. I will do a whole episode on this at some other point. So yeah, a lot of these courses and books and me implementing on the back of them really helped me to earn more, increase my income, save more, and invest more, and allowed me to be rich instead of vying for that Chanel bag. No thanks, I don't want it. How about you? Are you spending enough time in actually trying to get the information and get the discipline and the habits that will make you rich? Leave me a note in the comments below. And if you haven't watched this episode that I made here about the 7 habits that made me rich, I will link it up here. And if you enjoyed this, I'm sure you'll enjoy this one. And if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. It does help the channel out a lot more than you would even imagine. And thank you. So grateful for you for being here, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.